What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 102 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Bruno Morfin's Blood Knights cleaned house, taking lance after lance, or giving lance after lance, to the Gold-Tooth Ogres, and destroying Greasus's main army, and I believe last remaining army as well. And we should be able to destroy this faction now and trade Carrick Zorn, hopefully, for something useful. Namely, we want to get Shattered Stone Bay, even if it costs us extra, because that'll complete this province, and it does look to be a very solid cash cow province, especially once the Sea Dragon's Teeth are completed, but also with the 3 ports, well actually 4 if you count this wharf. Yeah, very nice province. I'm excited about how much money it'll generate. I doubt that it'll be Drakenhof, mind you. It's probably very difficult to beat Drakenhof altogether. I just wonder, out of curiosity. So the Drakenhof is currently generating 7.1k. With everything maxed out, it'll probably generate closer to 8 per turn. I'm curious if that's the most money-making province in the world right now. Granted, the Dark Elves have the slave economy buffs, but I don't think the AI uses them well enough. Hag Grief, not so much. Nagaron, even less than Hag Grief. You can put Nagaron and Lothern together and that still won't be enough. Gallion's Graveyard is less than 2k. Yeah, I don't think anything else even comes close. So well done to Castle Drakenhof, but it's always been a very nice money-making province. Whether we can reach 8k here, I somehow doubt, but we'll give it a try. 3 ports, or 4 ports is pretty significant, and we got this special building here after all. Anyway, I digress. Let's begin moving everybody around, but let's start with you, Mr. Bruno. Let's have you take out the Carrick-Azorn camp, I guess, by auto-resolve. You know what? Let's double-check that we don't have any missions specifically to kill ogres. We do not. Okay, fair enough, game. Fair enough. Rude, but fair enough. Let us not be in channeling stance, I guess, because it hurts our campaign movement. We also have a point to apply. You have the Unliving Host, so you're buffing up everybody here, though it doesn't really matter what you have, because you're not going to stick around. We could get you Wild Heart and Nehekar Noble Blood. Those are pretty good picks, I think, especially as we have Unliving Host. There we go. Let's take out that camp. Should be an easy little auto-resolve. Hopefully it doesn't do too much damage to us. Don't make us fight the next battle. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Let's go for Dominate Captives. A little bit of healing. Like so. Then, Potion of Toughness, not for you, buddy. Let's hit you, Mr. Mag. Probably could have actually raised some units, and Mag's gonna run. Mag, you little coward. Oh. But he didn't run far enough, alas, Mag. Alright, and yeah, with us having destroyed Greasus's army, all that remains here is pathetic. So auto-resolve this. And we will take the money now, because, well, 100 money, great. Better than nothing, but barely better than nothing. And then to Carrick Zorn we go, occupy, and Greasus's faction is done. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Now, I wonder, how much is Carrick Zorn worth to you? Where do we have Carrick Zorn? It's worth 9. Oh, that's not good enough. I feel like... What was this, Shattered Stone Bay? Yeah, you don't like that, do you? Okay. Okay, maybe it will be worth more next turn. Let's build a couple cheap buildings here. A gibbet and either a... none of these will generate any extra money, right? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Let's go for a Charnel Pit. Like so. Do we need to keep you still? I guess we can march you over to Amble Peak if these guys don't take it. It'll be worth even more then. There's certainly a possibility. It really depends on whether these guys actually bothered to take it or not. Actually, how much is Veil of Titans worth to you? Not a lot, -8, so we could pay for them to give it to us, and probably it'll be worth even less if we can take Amble Peak. Though I'm kind of hoping that Imric actually takes it. Alright, well, Bruno, you're gonna stick around for a turn then, or 2 turns possibly, depending on what happens, but you will no longer be needed shortly, as this portion of the map is pretty much done. Edmund, while I have you, or while we're down here, let's have you destroy Mr. Custodium. Custodium Blight Hall. Custodium Blight Hall. It sounds like, I don't know, like, where Nurglings do their little theater plays. That's what it sounds like. Auto-resolve. in the Custodian Blight Hall. And hey, we got a Black Periapt for that? Damn. That was one of the best pickups we could get. Amazing. Basically, Black Periapt, Executioner's Blade, Armor of Destiny, and Talisman of Preservation are all just the best items. At least for this particular faction. Anyway, yeah, take the money. Sounds like you got hurt here. Hey, and we got Perfect Vigor for that. Very nice. And you may or may not hold on to that Black Periapt. I'm not entirely sure yet. But for now, you can just stay there. This doesn't appear to change your actual movement, so yeah. Alright. And we're gonna head up to the Scrap Towers to take out Kugath and this particular portion of enemies for good. Next up, Maldwin. You got places to be, my friend, and those places are the Temple Avenue of Gold. Interestingly, just took that in my Kroq-Gar campaign. We can stop by this Fel Cargo, but I feel like we don't want to give up the extra movement. Maybe we just go. This place doesn't have a port, as I recall, either. So we need to land and then attack it. Just go in March Stance, I think. Yeah. It's so close to the Fel Cargo, but whatever. It's all good. One Fel Cargo isn't going to make that much of a difference. Although, what if it's some really good buff, like another Lost Cargo? Ah, damn it, I screwed that up, didn't I? Yeah, you know what? We're just going to stay right here. Huh. It's almost like this is off, like it... Oh, it's because of the angle, I guess. From overhead, it's exactly where you go, but like this, like the arrow looks off. Eh, whatever. Stay there. An extra turn won't change anything. Oh, Kairos is about to take Sotek's trail. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if he's gonna go back to the Temple Avenue of Gold. We don't actually care what happens to Kroq-Gar here, because it's not looking like he's gonna be friends with us. And he's probably gonna get very angry once we, if we can manage to vassalize the Ghost of Pahwaks and Talaqua, both of which are friendly with him, and probably have at least some kind of agreements. But anyway, that's his problem, not ours. You, Mathilda, you got places to be, and those places are here at the Churning Gulf and the Fortress of Dawn. I guess we'll keep hugging the water, or keep hugging the shore, though. Can't go into the deep water. I don't see why the undead need to suffer attrition in the water, mind you. Oh, damn, this place is under siege. It would be annoying if it falls, but if it does, we can simply move Bathilda out to Lustria. Because there's a lot of enemies there, and frankly, we're gonna need to fight them, or they'll keep doing this nonsense. We're gonna have to deal with this as well fairly shortly. In fact, we're gonna have to summon a temporary lord here at Lucini. King Becket's son, the Deserter. Ah, okay. Doesn't seem like a thing that you want to be known as. Anyway, Jurgen, you're on the field now. We've been saving you specifically for a situation like this. You're gonna sit at Lucini. You're a pretty decent fighter. Let's get your command of the, or Curse of Undeath and command of the Unliving, and a couple more points into the Unliving Host. There you go. This does cost us the Hunger, though, but it is a fairly significant buff. I don't think there's anything else that we could skip here. I'm tempted to get the Hunger over 1 point in the Unliving Host, but do we power up the entire army or just Jurgen? He does already have the Invocation of Nehek. More healing for him. On the other hand, he does have regeneration as well. Basically, this doubles his regeneration, but he can always back out. Now, you know what? I think we're fine. We're fine. Now, time to raise some units, and now we got some decent stuff available here. Let's go Crypt Wars, let's go 1 unit of Blood Knights, definitely Graveguard and Cairn Knights, and Crypt Ghouls in a moment. After we get him a Gravedigger, because I forgot. But this time I actually remembered. Lovely. Alright, now, Blood Knights, Cairn Wraiths, Graveguard, and Crypt Cores. What are we facing off against here, by the way? Oh yeah, that's gonna be a fight. That's definitely gonna be a fight. Watch this guy just turn around and head to Tobaro. I would not be surprised, but I would be annoyed. Let's see. You can have some more Crypt Ghouls. You are a Ghoul Lord after all. You don't have the buffs for them, unfortunately, because you're just a regular Ghoul King and not a Bloodline. Which is a shame. I feel like the regular Ghoul King should have a version of the buffs for the various Ghoul units, but like a weaker version. And then the straight-up, Bloodlines. Anyway, Skeleton Spears, let's go a bunch of you. We may need to get a couple of Dire Doggos, just because the enemy might have artillery. Though the Dire Doggos are not going to be able to stop Ushabti with Great Bow. That will have to be Then we'll have to be either bats combined with blood knights. Bats to stop them in their track. Yeah, let's go with a couple bats instead then. It's not like we need to chase these guys around. Let's go 2 bats. Maybe they'll ride out with the blood knights. And then the rest can be filled up with tons of zombies. And by tons, I guess I mean 2. More skellies than zombies this time. But yeah, I don't think he can take this now. In fact, I feel like he's going to turn around. I might have gone a little bit overboard with the summonings there. And that's fine. Alrighty, Lutz, you have the same kind of situation here, not due to King Simudace, but King Jocked here. I have a King Jocked in my Arcan campaign. Nice little parallel. You are gonna have to generate better troops as well. No more Crypt Horrors for you, alas, but let's get you a Graveguard and a Cairn Wraith. Like so, and another Skelly Spear. And that puts you to 20 out of 20. Unless we want to raise something else to replace anything we have, but I don't believe that we do. Now, you can't reach this place, so you're going to go, let's say, here. In fact, maybe to Magritta directly? Yeah, you know what? Go to Magritta for now. Just in case you have to go back there. In case this guy decides to move away. Well, and I guess we'll find out whether he can instantly attack Nuja or Nuja here. It's not like we can reach it. We could put up a temporary lord there if we really wanted to. Maybe just the Necro Lord? Ugh. 6.5k per turn just for doing this, though. Anybody free just to save a couple bucks? No? A Lord Keeper, Determined, I guess this Master Necro. Only level 4, though. At least they're slightly cheaper, but they're much worse fighters. I mean, we just go for the Vampire Lord instead. Leadership, Aggressive, and Tactician. Let's go for the Tactician. Taubert Van Hal. Wait, no, you guys can't raise dead. Yeah, okay, no, it's gonna be a regular Vampire Lord. Alright, fine. Let's go with you, then. Oh, man, we just dropped our cash so much. It hurts. It's painful. Alright, raise dead and Curse of Undeath. That's the main things you need. And just in case, let's raise a couple skellies, a couple baddies, a single ghoul, and you know what? 4 baddies. And then all zombos. There we go. Oh, you gotta love raise dead. It's very useful. And oh, looks like you actually have a pretty basic army. Oh well, good luck with that. That's also going to be your problem. Maybe I should have raised one of the Dire Doggos. If he has a basic army with Skeleton Archers, the Dire Doggos can actually take those out. So, in that light then, take you 2 Zombos out. Doggo, Feldbat. There you go. Now we can counteract those units. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to head to Lustria. It's either that or constantly defend the coast in the current manner that we're doing. And yeah, it's just not working for me. Alright, well, that'll be a problem for another day. Peter, you take the Pools of Despair, please. Make them despair.
Wipe them out.
Like so, and don't worry, I do have a nice cinematic battle in mind for this particular episode. That will be up north with Roderick. Occupy. Scroll of Shielding, and a mission aborted. We were supposed to raise her sack, but that was not going to happen. Nicola. You have Determined, right. Let's get just Innocence Lost and then Seduction. You don't need Queen Bee, as it is relatively useless for now, and frankly, so is Hive Mind. Though, I did want to get a Vampire Lamian with Hive Mind so that we could reduce construction cost of Vampire Layers everywhere, and just have her move around various territories. On the other hand, a single Lord costing us 6.5k per turn right now might actually be more than we would save. So what, yeah, so I guess in late game this is actually completely useless. I guess if you're moving through regions that already have a lot of HP, but otherwise, a little bit disappointing, but oh well. Let's get to the Penumbral Pendulum. I guess you do have Necros. Did I level these up, by the way? Yes, I did. Just wanted to double check in case they didn't have spells. You take this little army out, it's gonna move away, we're gonna chase it down, we're gonna kill it. And, yeah, you had to go away from your territory, didn't you?
Die.
Post-victory to this, really? This is gonna hurt, isn't it? Yeah, it hurt way more than it should have. Well, healing is basically nothing. But that was certainly not worth a fight. This is our territory now, so we could heal here and move into Eye of the Panther next turn. I guess we'll do that. Let's pop you into Channeling Stance and stay right here in the Pools of Despair. And then we'll move to the Eye of the Panther afterwards. and then straight to Vulture Mountain, and this worst faction in the game, Greybeard's Prospectors, objectively, will soon be done for. We should also probably start walling up these places. Wolves of Despair, El Calibad, let's buff you up. Good. Alrighty, who's up next? Vladdy. You, my friend, are heading out to Karand Kar, so to Kar... Is this guy in the way? You gotta be kidding me. Wait, maybe if we land, like, here. This guy won't be in the way, I hope. Let's say here. And... yeah, there we go. That's how we do it. Lovely. Fairly well to you. Occupy the place. Enemy killed Earthing Rod and Karand Kar is ours, and we can upgrade it immediately. And you were built specifically to give us Black Creek Spire. Just for a turn, so we can delete you immediately. Will Marvon deal? No deal. No dice, no deal. Alright, goodbye. Alright, there we go. That's 6k back. Oh, the cost, the terrible cost. Alrighty, well, this is going to be our northern beachhead. We're not going to keep the monoliths, we're going to trade them away to our allies, but this place we will keep and use it to attack the northern enemy factions. Next up, who do we have? And that was Vladdy. Rudy, you're about to attack. We'll do you last, I think. Roddy, I've been trying to figure out what to do with you. Do we move you through the water just like we did before, or do we move you up here? It's gonna take you a long time to get up here, which is the one thing I don't like. I'm generally sure that Bathilda can handle, or not Bathilda, that Ermine can handle the Chaos Wastes just fine. Especially once we get past this part. The narrow part, she could just take them out in a zigzag pattern, keep moving out this way, especially when she has help from these armies in Norska right here. It's really this thing that has me concerned. For example, Zenbai Jin. I'm not sure Jacob Bachman, who actually can move right now, could take out Zenbai Jin by himself, because it's going to be a tough fight, and he doesn't have a Mortis engine. Heroic victory, this would lose our Dire Doggos. I just raise new Dire Doggos, screw it. Not fighting battles where the enemy has absolutely no chance. At least you have your Hellsteed now. Re-raise the Dire Dog. Ooh, you can get another Crypt Core. And let's do that. And let's join these zombies together. And then let's raise a zombie and a Dire Doggo. Oh, lovely. Actually, we're not healing as much as I'd like here, probably due to this. We could probably use another Necromancer in this army, couldn't we?
Everything dies.
Yeah. Let's get you. Well, I guess you're the only option, but it's the replenished troops, and that could really help. But also the spells. Can't ever be too bad having another Necromancer. Alrighty, Van Hells, Erase Dead, Evasion, Wind of Death, Earthing Magical Reserves, Arcane Conduit, I guess we can max out Curse of Years as well, and completely needlessly Gaze of Nagash, and that's it. And that's all the stuff. Lovely. You can have, I guess... not really relevant. And you are on which corpse card? Balefire?
This will be fun.
No, you're gonna go on Holy Lodestone. And there you go. Alright, and you don't need items, you can just join Jacob and help him heal once he hits the floating mountain. Can we raise a new ghoul to replace these ones? No, we cannot. We can raise a new skeleton warrior, though.
Soon I'll be old.
Costing us money, but whatever. Not like it's a lot of money. Oh, do you have a Gravedigger? You do not have a Gravedigger. And I was praising myself for remembering to give the other guy a Gravedigger, but I forgot about you, my Bachman friend. Alrighty, next up, you. Werner Lichberg. You're heading out to the Volary, so go here.
This way.
And we will raise stuff next turn, and then we will head you out. It'll take 2 turns to get there, unfortunately.
Bring me
Or we raise now, we march stance, and then go to the Volary. It'll actually save us money. Fine. What do we need to actually take the place? What are they building here? Not much. Garrison's kind of meh. We don't need to raise anything too expensive. Let's go for an Unholy Lodestone Corpse Cart, and let's go for, I don't know, a bunch of Skeleton Spears. You two, and then zombies. Maybe 1 Graveguard. We just need enough so that the auto-resolve favors us. That's it. That's more than enough. Alrighty, then you can take that and delete yourself. We'll take 1 turn of attrition by moving out in March stance, but yeah, you're not going to be needed here. A little bit now thinking, though, maybe we send you up to Zanbaijin just to act as a secondary force, but is it worth that much cost? And I'm not sure that it is. Ah, yes, Renki, you destroyed the Blessed Dread last time. Now it's time for you to hit the water. And you have got a ways to travel down here, but you're getting there. A few more turns and you will arrive near Hexoatl, where we will be attacking the enemies of the lizards there. Alright, they got a lot of fighting to do there, and I'm sure the lizards are in trouble as well. But that's just fine. Alrighty, for now, let's continue. Actually, you know what? I think we've moved enough. Let's have our fight, shall we? Rudy, it's your time to shine, my friend. You're still holding on to that 1 point, because I don't know what to do with it. Because there's just too many temptations. Let's get you Mentor, and let's get you... Oh, wow, you're maxed out, basically. Okay, fine. And just spend the rest of the points everywhere. And there we go. You have 2 points remaining, but nowhere to spend them. I guess 1 in Mentor when you're 50. And that's it. And then you're the same, aren't you? Oh, actually, you can get some points in Gaze of Nagash. And Mentor. Alright. And let's go Specialist to boost income, Assault, Unit, Steel Tech, none of this matters, like so. Alrighty. But we don't have more tech. This is why SFO adds extra techs, because you get through them relatively fast. Anyway, Rudy, you're gonna hit Vololash here, who will hopefully draw out the forces at the Circle of Destruction. Away we go. A full stack, a March stand stack, and a garrison stack. Pyrrhic victory, you say? Oh, we'll see about that. Hey, they have the Siren of Red Ruin. But otherwise, I'm not super concerned here. Here we go. Should be a fun fight. It's been far, far too long since we've seen Rudy get into a proper scuffle. Alrighty, here we go. We've got quite a few enemies for us to fight. And oh, there's a Dark Elf tower in the background. We're not that far north. I guess it's just a regular tower, not one of the towers. It looks pretty nice and imposing. Alrighty, though it's no vampiric architecture. Anyway, here we go. Once again, quite a few enemies, but Rudy's dealt with far, far worse, and I'm not super concerned about it, especially not about the piles of Dread Spears. But what are they gonna do, after all? Rudy's gonna move in and try to take out that enemy Reaper Bolt Thrower, hopefully before it can target our main host, which is moving in. We have our Necros and our Mortis Engines moving together in a nice little blob here, together with the spears, and they will take the brunt of the enemy attacks. Behind them are moving the Cairn Wraiths, who will move in right after these guys have charged and hopefully engage the enemy. And perhaps more importantly, we're moving all of our Mourngulls and Hex Wraiths around the enemy, but not to hit these guys in the back so much as to hit these guys in the back. i.e., they are going to appear very close to the edge of the map. We need to get around them and prevent them from running off so that we can kill them all, so that we don't have to fight them again next turn. So that's going to be the goal for those units. Looks like a Spirit Leech comes down on Rudy. I believe he's fairly magic resistant, or he should be, 20%, plus the 26% ward save, plus the 90 armor. It's pretty okay. Not going to do anything crazy to him. Honestly, I feel like the Necrarch should have like 50% spell resistance or something like that, because you know they'd be counter-spelling all that nonsense. Alrighty, there we go, and we got our own Spirit Leech coming down, which with all of our mastery should do quite a bit of damage, trying to keep both Rudy and the bony hand there in the camera view. Alrighty, well, we got some Feral Manticores to take down, but also summon zombies while we do it, just to distract the enemy ranged units and the enemy artillery. Looks like the enemy reinforcements are here, and that dragon's going to pop that noxious black dragon breath. on our zombies, but also hurt their own Reaper bolt throwers in the process. Looks like Rudy is getting hit by quite a lot of that armor-piercing range fire, but he does have Dark Protection on, so another 20% damage resistance. And on top of that, he's got a lot of regen, so I'm not super concerned. What's his missile resistance at? It's also 50%. With the ward save that he has, which is currently at 46% and a 5% physical resistance. So yeah, he's probably maxed out in terms of missile resistance against the Dark Shards right now at about 90%. So he is not going to be too afraid of this. I'm sure he'll take damage over time, but he can out-heal that for certain, even while fighting an enemy lord on a dragon and 2 manticores. And there we go. We'll see who has the superior dragon before long. It does look like the black dragon is quite a bit bigger than the zombie dragon, but it does make sense when you lack flesh. Alright, and here we go. Our main army has arrived. We're also, we popped a purple son of Zaraeus, but it does clip our skeleton spears a little bit, but that's just the bad luck that you tend to get with that spell. Every time I use it, I regret it, but it just looks cool. And that's another good reason why we kept back our cairn rates for now. We can always get them in there later. Would have been far superior to cast the Wind of Death here, but I decided not to do it, mostly because it would basically end the battle right away, and I'm kind of enjoying this. Anyway, the Mortis engines are in and about to be joined by our cairn rates, and the backliners are in as well. Hex rates kitting the enemy dread spears and the enemy ranged units. And they should be able to rip them apart together with the Morngulls. There we go. From both directions, mind you. Ooh, nice little aerial ballet between these two. Damn. I didn't see that double aerial fight that they just did. Huh, interesting. Alrighty, and it looks like one of the enemy Feral Manticores is trying to get away, but I do believe we're faster, and we got Spirit Leech on our side, so shouldn't be too much trouble. Looks like an enemy Black Dragon Breath is going to come in and hurt one of our zombie units, and possibly our Cairn rates, but the enemy has been well corralled here, so our units are basically trapping them all along this line here, whether it be with zombies or with Cairn rates, and then of course behind them are these piles of Morngulls and Hex rates as well, so as soon as any unit tries to escape, it runs into this. So it's kind of worse if you run rather than if you fight, or it's pretty horrifying either way. Units just go flying overhead. I guess the mass of the Morngulls, even when they don't charge, is quite sufficient to knock things around. And of course, once they're done back here, they can charge directly into the enemy, though we actually want to wait until we have a few more zombie units summoned. The reason for that being, which is happening right now, is we want to box every single one of these units in a full surround, and then we can move these guys. Mostly because if they charge directly into the back of the enemy piles of units, I'm worried that they'll try to run off the map, and it's better to just block them directly. Looks like Rudy has brought down that Feral Manticore in the background and is returning to the fray now to go after the enemy lord. Or the other Feral Manticore, somebody out here. And now our Morngulls and Hex rates are ready to peel away and start hitting the enemy in the back line. There we go. Looking pretty good so far. The balance of power is about an 85 to 90% in our favor. Looks like the enemy lord backs off rather than fighting Rudy directly, but he's not going to let that happen. Popping that Forbidden Rod to keep our mana flowing, and we're going to continue with Spirit Leeches and other spells as we go. It's a 25 level lord versus a level 50, so yeah, good luck there. Alright, and there we go. The Morngulls are in, which suddenly means a ton more splash damage to the enemy, and from the back as well. Cain, forgive me, sounds like you're trying to escape, but we're not gonna let you do that. There we go. Where are you gonna turn now? Dread Spear's feeling some dread. Oh yeah, boxing them in really did quite a number on these poor units. Of course, the first army was in march stance, but that wasn't the bigger army. The bigger army was not, but it still proved no issue for us here. Rudy brings down the enemy lord, and with that, the rest of the army shatters. Looks like there is still another lord to kill, but I'm sure Rudy can take care of that, especially with another Spirit Leech. And as I believe this is a Foot Lord as well, not a Dragon Lord.
Get out of here! This is
Though the problem, once again, with Footlords is that they get knocked down a lot, which is a problem, because they're invincible while they're down. Anyway, while that's happening, we're just gonna speed this up. Everybody's gonna have to get chased down, but they are not running where they want to, i.e. they're taking the long way around, which is why we wanted to get behind them like this. Beautiful. And we, of course, have much faster units than they do, so the Hex Wraiths and Cairn Wraiths should be able to take care of pretty much everything. The enemy Lord goes down in this pile of enemy units. We're also healing while we're chasing, and the battle is very much decisively ours. Alrighty, very nice, Rudy. As always, we can trust in ya, and very few of the enemy actually managed to escape that, despite the fact that it was on their side of the map and close to the edge. It did really pay off to get the Mournguls and the Hex Wraiths directly behind them so that they couldn't run, and then box them in with zombie summons as well. Rudy got a little bit less kills than I would normally like, but he still got 35k damage, and to be fair, he was assassinating lords and single entities like the two feral manticores the entire time. Spirit Leeches flying everywhere also really did a number on the enemy, I'm sure. Well done, Rudy. We could heal up, but honestly it's not needed here, so let's just take the money. And the Citadel of Darkness should be an easy take now, assuming that we can reach it, and in fact we can. Alright. Watch this hurt us more than that. Let me see. No, 3 units, okay. I was concerned that that would actually hurt us more than the battle did. Malekith is now nearby, so perhaps he wants to give Rudy a try, though somehow I doubt it. His army is a little bit weak, even with the regiments of renown that are in there, so unless he has another full stack, which I doubt he does, he's probably going to back off to Hag Grief, and we will have to attack Hag Grief instead. Which works for us as well, as it'll be 2 birds with 1 stone. Lovely. Or 2 elves with 1 ethereal sight. Kotep is also still nearby, which is unfortunate for our allies in Nagaroth, as they're looking to lose a few territories. We certainly might need another army here to start taking those back, and in fact, while we're at it, you monoliths are not... We are going to trade this thing, we are. We absolutely are, but I'm thinking we wait a turn or 2. Because this has the marble, and as I recall, we're wanting to get to Loquat to become our vassal, but it has to be at the same time, and their trade agreement with us is worth quite a lot, and we don't want that worth to go down by virtue of losing a bunch of trade goods. So yeah, I see the problem there. Anyway, what else do we have left this turn? Well, let's see who else still needs to move here. Vlad's good. Mathilda, you are good. Rudy, Peter, Roddy. I was trying to decide what to do with you. Alright, fine, let's just move you out. Let's move you out into non-chaos territories. I really don't want you to be corrupted by chaos, so... And we should be able to move out in only 1 turn. So unless we get really bad luck and he gets corrupted next turn, we should be okay. Public order is still quite problematic here at the Red Wastes, but we should be getting a very decent... garrison here shortly. Hopefully not before the rebellion happens, though. -10, eh? Maybe we want to switch from Foster Terror to Repress Mortals just for a little while. And how is it over here as well? Ooh, we're actually positive, but we're repressing Mortals here as well. We're also repressing Immortals, since we're trying to get that Chaos Corruption down. But whatever works. And we are good in the Fortress of Eyes, interestingly enough. It's 100%, so we can start collecting income here. And upgrade that Gibbet. Why not? Since we have the option. Alright, what's up next? Roddy, you are good. Aldous. You, we're trying to find Siggy. Ooh, we have the battle with Siggy, but I guess we'll have to wait until next time, as that will be... That'll be the first thing that we need to do. We can start the episode off doing that, and then head towards the Fortress of the Damned as well, and take out his capital. It is past time, and then we start working on the Chaos Waits with these armies, since we're done with Norska. We also may want to summon a temp army at Troll Fjord, although we may need to... I don't think any of you can reach it, can you? Let me just see here. First of all, Yos, you are heading out to fight Be'lakor, so go find him. And then we'll deal with Vissenland after, so you can retake Blood Keep. Maldwin von Messinghoff. You are not really needed anymore.
No.
And you're not holding any troops for us, are you? Alright, so you are going to lose that Gravedigger, and you're going to go away. Like so, there we go. Get a little bit of that money back up and running. You are heading up north. Unless you can join this army, unless we need to raise more stuff. Ah, there's another Blood Knight that we should probably raise here. Alright, fine. Raise the Blood Knight, there we go. We are going to be transferring these up north, and head to Wrecker's Point. I guess everything here needs to be transferred. And then, is there any... Oh, you can raise another Blood Knight, and you can raise another two Vargeist as well. We need to move something out of this army. We need the Cairn Wraiths, we need the Crypt Horrors, everything here needs to be transferred. Alright, I guess it's the Necros then. Necros, leave army. You'll travel outside, just like Warlock here does. And both of you. Like so. Alrighty, that looks good to me. Then we are going to raise you, Blood Knight, and you, Vargeist. And that looks good. Do we need the Hex Wraiths? Yeah, we probably do need Hex Wraiths. Do we have any more Hex Wraiths that we could raise? No, sadly we do not. We could raise another Cairn Wraith, but now there's nothing we can replace them with, so probably not, actually. And yeah, they need to transfer army to Waldekir and to Dirk Barrackmere. They're both going to swap around a bunch of units. Yeah, you both like Hex Wraiths. We need Hex Wraiths, damn it. At least a couple. Nothing crazy, but some. Alright, well, either way. Forbidden Citadel, you are not collecting income and you're good and we're going to trade you for now. Waldekir, I want you to heal, raid, and move down to the Altar of Spawns, which we will colonize and then trade to our allies here. And we don't need every single one of these provinces after all. And then hopefully this will be the Ice Court's new base to attack northward as well, because it can't just be us doing all their work. Anyway, I think with that we're pretty much out of time, and I'm going to call the episode. Next time we will most likely be fighting all of these undead, somehow, dead-on-dead action, which is always fun. And then of course we will be moving towards Be'lakor here, and defending here against the various Norskins, and as I said, starting the episode out by fighting Siggy. And then possibly more stuff with Malekith, though somehow I doubt he will attack Rudy. We can always move to Hag Grief, I think, in one move as well. So Rudy's got more action for him in the future, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.